Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Isonzo. This is a World War I game based on the Italian front. Inspired by the 2-year struggle for control of the Isonzo River Valley and the Alps, the game will lead you across stunning landscapes as you choose your path to victory. Cut your way through barbed wire, flank your enemies by following mountain trails, or man a mortar to blast a way through. Shape a dynamic battlefield by laying sandbags and wire, placing ammo crates, deploying trench periscopes or sniper shields. Fight with more than 30 unique weapons, survive poisonous gas attacks and intense artillery barrages. People on Steam are saying that mostly here you will run up the hill for 20 minutes and then you die. Somehow that is still a fun experience. The game is a proud owner of a very positive review score, so no tricks here. Rust. The only aim here is to survive. Everything wants you to die. The island's wildlife, other inhabitants, the environment, other survivors, and so on. So do whatever it takes to last another night. The game itself is an MMO in very active development, with a guaranteed content patch every month. From regular balance fixes and improvements to AI and graphic updates, to adding content like new maps, musical instruments, trains, and drones, as well as regular seasons and events. There is always something interesting or dangerous, or both, happening on the island. You'll find procedurally generated worlds with map editor support. You can host your own servers, ride a vast array of vehicles from cars and trains to hot air balloons and helicopters. You can build houses, farm, or do almost anything you want. The game is huge. Not as huge as your mama though. Bioshock, the collection. This great deal is not appearing in the search bar. You can only find it when you actually click on any Bioshock game and then scroll down a little. This is a well-known shooter franchise loaded with weapons and interesting tactics. You'll have a complete arsenal at your disposal, from simple revolvers to grenade launchers and chemical throwers. This awesome pack contains all 3 Bioshock games and 5 DLCs just for €12 or similar amount of USD. Basically all 3 games with DLCs combined are now cheaper than any one game separately. First and second Bioshock games were set underwater, but in the third one you go high in the sky to the city among the clouds named Columbia. The year is 1912 and you have to rescue a mysterious girl or die trying. One man on Steam said very wise words about Bioshock. Listen to that.
Before I played Bioshock games, I had a small penis, no girlfriend and no will to live. None of these things have changed, but the games are pretty good.
And I have to agree, yeah, Bioshock franchise is awesome. Planet Zoo. Remember when you were a child and in a zoo you saw some dumb animal and then you said something like,
I want that, I wish I could keep it.
and then your mother just slapped you and said,
It's a lion, it would eat you.
and you were like,
No, I don't think so.
yeah, kids are dumb, but the point of this story is that now you can keep a lion, and giraffe, crocodile, and elephant, and not one but as many as you want. And the funny thing is that you are just as unsuitable to keep them now as it was back then when you were a kid. All your animals would get sick and die, or they will die because you'll forget to feed them or give them more cosmos. Well, I mean space. And it's a fun game if you are ready not to cry over imaginary animals and their imaginary deaths. Base game itself is very cheap, but it has like 8 or 9 DLCs, so it will suck your wallet dry. Be careful. 8-bit Invaders. Remember all the Lovecraftian movies where bodies are merging with each other? You know, like The Thing, The Fly, or Annihilation with Natalie Portman. So if StarCraft and Minecraft were protagonists in such a Lovecraftian movie, 8-bit Invaders would be their merging result. See, you can always think of something better than just a cliché about
If StarCraft and Minecraft had a baby.
So this is a fast-paced RTS, a very colorful strategy arcade game that it's easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army of tanks and starships, and ultimately crush humans with your metal tentacles, or show aliens who's the boss here. You'll find 24 campaign missions, 10 co-op missions to play with your mother-in-law, destructible environments, and you know who the composer is? Frank Klepacki, the same dude who created music for Command & Conquer 27 years ago, when he was 17. Yeah, I will keep repeating this fact. And if you feel that this 8-bit setting is appealing to you, keep in mind that you can also find 2 more games, 8-bit armies that are made with the fans of Command & Conquer in mind, and 8-bit hordes that can be appealing to Warcraft fans. Foregone. I think someone sent me the code and I installed the game just to check it out, but I was hooked for a few hours. I never finished it, but I definitely played way more than I was expecting to. I'm not a platformer player at all, to be honest, and it still hooked me hard. The game itself is not that long as well, you will beat it in about 6 hours if you have a skill, and if you are like me, it will take you way longer than this. Just use the gamepad, it's kinda terrible to control it with a keyboard. My controller was on the table a few meters away and I was too lazy to connect it, so believe me, I know what I say. The game itself is really detailed, colorful and really fun to play. Your character has a lot of cool skills you will enjoy using. Also, a very positive review score on Steam is making this game for this price a must-play for every platformers fan. Civilization 6. If you want to keep your virginity strong, this game is one of the best ways to never lose it. Although Civilization games are definitely not for everyone, the sheer amount of mechanics can be really overwhelming for a new player, and not everyone likes to read a lot and enjoy changing numbers and colors on the map. To be fair, for everyone who never played Civilization, the game looks like a simple, boring board game, but the trick is that this simplicity is just a tip of a dick. It's way more complex than it seems. Basically, here you can become ruler of the world by establishing and leading a best civilization from the Stone Age to the Information Age. And of course, I'm talking about the mightiest country in the world, Potato Saladistan. Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition. If you don't know what Titanfall is, you may think that this is only a multiplayer battle royale of some sort, but it is not. The game actually features a very nice, although really short single-player campaign packed with action and inventive twists. Here you play as militia rifleman stranded behind enemy lines who encounters a veteran Titan. You must work together to uphold a mission you were never meant to carry out. And of course, in Titanfall 2 there is a multiplayer portion of the game with fast-paced, first-person action with Titans and deadly pilot abilities. This version of the game includes all the deluxe and jump starter content, which includes new Titans, warpaint, weapons, tokens and even more, and this price is more than great. Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. These games were pinnacles of the RTS genre about 25 years ago, and now they are both fully remastered in 4K. That sounds amazing and plays floppy disks of nostalgia in my brain. In this release you will find all 3 expansion packs, rebuilt multiplayer, a modernized UI, map editor and over 7 hours of legendary remastered music by Frank Klepacki. If you are old enough to play these games when they were initially released, this is the best way to relive these days with way better graphics. Here you'll find many cool things, like upscaled cinematic footage, enhanced sidebar UI, leaderboards for one-on-one matches, replays, 250 multiplayer maps and even official mod support. But if you actually want a modern RTS game with all the cool stuff, these remastered games will not satisfy your needs. Go and play StarCraft 2 instead. It's free and it's awesome. It Takes Two. As you can probably imagine, this is a co-op game for 2 people. Here you can invite a friend to join for free with Friends Pass and together master unique and connected character abilities, help each other with the obstacles and have a great time in general. For example, my friend who's 40 plus years old and usually plays games like Detroit Become Human, Observer, The Last of Us and similar gloomy stuff, played this with his wife and he said that this was the best game he tried in half a year. So it's obvious that the game has no age or genre restrictions, it's just pure fun. So grab your mother-in-law and have fun together. It Takes Two has overwhelmingly positive reviews, but that's probably obvious as well. The Division 2. Let's start with the fact that the game has mixed reviews and unusual circumstances would probably not be landing on this list. But it's free to play this whole weekend, so you lose nothing except your time if you try it. The main reason The Division 2 has such a low rating is because it crashes all the time. Although I doubt that it is happening for all players, the rating would probably be even lower. But these poor players with constant crashes are the ones who take their time and write that juicy negative review. And that's fair. The game itself is an online third-person open-world looter shooter set in a post-apocalyptic environment. Sounds nice and looks even better. So all of that would be cool and all, maybe even some crashes wouldn't spoil the experience too much, but here you'll have to install the Ubisoft launcher as well. They are doing everything so we wouldn't want to play the game. So with this free weekend it seems that they are kinda desperate to make you try it out. Well, it's up to you. Far Changing Tides. This is an atmospheric vehicle adventure that follows the emotional journey of a boy and his ship as he embarks on a voyage to find a new home. You will sail stormy waters, dive unknown depths and explore forgotten ruins in a beautifully realized world of flood. The game is filled with different landscapes, sun-scorched dusty plains, stormy skies and high seas. You will have to crack many puzzles as well and enjoy interesting mechanics. Also, I can't be silent about a very cool soundtrack that reacts to your actions, amplifies key moments and and creates an atmosphere. Really cool. People on Steam are saying that the game is super chill and puzzles are not mind-bending, so if you are like me, you know, a bit dumber, you'll be okay as well. And it also has a beautiful ending. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. With a name like that, you probably wouldn't expect violence, blood and partial nudity in this action RPG looter-shooter, but this is what this game is all about, because it is a spin-off of the Borderlands. First Tiny Tina's Adventure was a DLC for the original Borderlands that came out in 2013. Later it was released as a standalone game and flopped massively. It has mixed reviews on Steam, so developers decided to take another shot. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a first-person shooter fantasy RPG game, which is not a very common thing these days, and for that only deserves your attention. Although it has mostly positive review score on Steam, so if you are not made of money, I suggest you put the game in your wishlist and wait for a bigger discount. Jurassic World Evolution 2. Here you can build your very own Jurassic Park just like in the first part, but a bit more beautiful, fancier and a bit better. You know, that number at the end of the game's name has to mean something, and it means more species of dinosaurs as well, like at least 2. So at first it's all about fun, interesting creatures and happy customers, until some brown substance from the bottom of Biosaurus hits the fan. And by that I mean that life always finds the way, and that is kinda the opposite of life for everyone else in your park. You may think that the raptors will escape the cage and will start feasting on your customers, but the reality is way more cruel. There's almost no way that the first human eaten in your beautiful park by a potato raptor would be just a terrible accident. You know, the fault of cheap fence or stupid worker forgetting to close the gates. Nah, it will be you. You will save the game and then let the creatures go. Because after a while you will get bored.
And only blood can entertain you.
Mafia Definitive Edition. Remastered and re-released in 2020, the game is a proud owner of a very positive reviews on Steam. He'll take on the role of a mafioso in 1930s city of Lost Haven. It's a fictional place, but it's inspired by the city of Chicago. The town got hit hard by the Great Depression, and the advent of Prohibition in America means lucrative business opportunities for various mobsters. And let's be fair, for some shady old ladies as well who were brewing their moonshines deep in the cellars. By the way, did you know that you have to pour out the first cups of moonshine you make because it's poison? If you drink it, you will die or at least go blind. I've heard that from some master brewer a long time ago, but I can't remember the details. Anyway, as I've said many times before, prohibition in my eyes is a crime against humanity, so those gangsters are just folks struggling to survive in this authoritarian environment. Borderlands 3. You'll blast through weird worlds and enemies as one of 4 world hunters, the ultimate treasure-seeking badasses of the Borderlands, each with deep skill trees, abilities and customization. So in this looter-shooter RPG you will play solo or join the battle with friends to take on an epic enemies, score loads of loot and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. With bazillions of guns and gadgets, every fight is an opportunity to score new gear, and that gear is more than crazy. Firearms with self-propelling bullet shields? Check. Rifles that spawn fire-spewing volcanoes? Obviously. Guns that grow legs and chase down enemies while cursing? Yeah, got that too. On Steam, Borderlands 3 is an owner of very positive reviews, so it's a no-brainer if you like shoot and loot. Just grab the game and be happy. Make your enemies unhappy by making them die. Cities Skylines. This is a very good game and it's free to play this whole weekend. It may seem strange, why do this for a game that is already super profitable? And I have an answer. There are 2 reasons. First is that Cities Skylines is the king of DLCs and they are hoping to hook you up. Second is that Cities Skylines 2 is already announced and the publisher wants you to get familiar with the franchise. And you should. This is, without a doubt, the best realistic city building game ever made. They took inspiration from SimCity games and upgraded the concept up to perfection. But if you want full game with all the DLCs, without a discount that would cost you around 400 euros or similar amount of dollars. Even on the sale the cost is above 200.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, and the base game, as you can see, is just a mere fraction of that. So basically I understand that you have to make money for the work you do, but honestly guys, no full single player game should cost 400 euros. You can buy a Nintendo Switch or almost buy a Steam Deck for this price. Despite that, the game is great. Try it out. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Recently I watched my wife playing it. She's a great fan of the franchise, she even finished Andromeda. I couldn't. So what I gathered is that this is still an awesome game. Well, 3 remastered games in one, but the graphics of the first part are still morally old. So don't expect miracles, these are all the games with not so fancy overhaul as Crysis franchise. First Mass Effect was released in 2007, so really long time ago. Anyway, if you like science fiction space operas, Mass Effect is one of the best there is. It has a great plot, many twisted turns of events, mysteries on every corner, giant robots, giant spaceships and giant space stations. Everything is giant here. It's also full of great characters as well, and it has about 90% of positive reviews on Steam. By buying Legendary Edition, you will get all 3 remastered Mass Effect games with all the DLCs and other stuff included and remade in one huge game. Evil West. This is some sweet hack-and-slash action. Here you'll play as a cowboy vampire hunter and, you know, hunt some evil along your way to salvation. Well, probably not. No salvation for you. I just said that because it sounds cool. Here you can battle alone or with a friend as you go through the land engulfed by myths and legends retold within the Wild West universe. You can evolve perks, upgrade your tools and weapons to make even more carnage, and fight through the story-driven campaign to make America free of vampires again. People on Steam are saying that the game is dumb and fun. It has a cheesy plot and cowboys punching vampires with electricity and flamethrowers. That is not what you see every day. What is the actual genre of that? Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Injustice 2 Legendary Edition bundle. This is without a doubt the best deal on this list and of this weekend, but also you can easily miss it. Let's start with the fact that Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate bundle has 85% discount and costs €9. That is a great deal and you could easily fall for it, but don't. If you add €1 more, you can buy Injustice 2 with all the DLCs as well. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and Injustice 2 Legendary Edition combined will cost you only €10 or similar amount of dollars. So let's take a closer look. The package includes Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath expansion, complete fighter roster with fighters such as Terminator and Robocop, also newly added Mileena, Rain and Rambo, as well as thousands of skins, weapons and so on. This is a full game in the truest sense, and Injustice 2 comes with all 3 fighter packs. Combatants like Sub-Zero, Hellboy, Raiden and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will join your ranks and kick some ass. If you like fighter games, this bundle is a must-have. Thank you for watching, have a nice day.
And I'll see you next time. Bye.